some breaking news as the bill has passed in the House of Representatives. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, it's official. The final vote tallies have been counted and the bill has passed through the House of Representatives, now going on to President Biden for the final signature, turning it into law. So in this video, I want to discuss what we just learned today throughout the voting process, what this bill actually means, where we go from here, and any other details that we need to know going forward. So let's get into all this information. All right, now the bill that they actually voted on today is the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. This is the reconciliation bill that was crafted between Chuck Schumer and Joe Manchin behind closed doors, and the Senate just passed it through a few days ago and then passed it on to the House of Representatives to be voted on today. That's what they just did a short time ago, so let me talk you through this process. Now, the House of Representatives has actually been out on recess for the last couple weeks. They've been hanging out, doing whatever they do on recess at their vacation homes, hanging out on the beach, traveling all over the world, whatever they do. But unfortunately for them, they had to reconvene yet again today. They had to go back to work for a couple hours to vote on this bill. Well, as a result of that, they came in and they did vote on this, and the votes were tallied coming in at 220 over 207. So obviously, the bill did pass. Now, it does not need to go back to the Senate because there were no amendments to this bill. Therefore, it goes straight to the president where he will be signing it. In fact, he already indicated he will be signing it next week when he returns back to Washington after he gets home from his family vacation, which, by the way, he is right now on an island, apparently out in South Carolina. So that's just what I've heard about it. Honestly, I don't know where the island is. That's just all I've read about it, is he is apparently on a family vacation out there right now. But he will be signing this bill into law this next coming week. Which day? I don't really know. I did not see a specific day as far as when he's going to be signing this into law, but he did indicate that next week he will be signing it. Now, he also did indicate that they're going to have a celebration. Hopefully they have some cake. I'm hoping so. Maybe someone will pop out of the cake. Have you ever thought of that? Probably not. Anyway, just saying. But maybe on the September 6th, they're going to be holding a celebration to actually celebrate the passing of this bill. So stay tuned for that as well. Even though that he will be signing it into law next week, they're still going to hold a celebration in early September, the day after Labor Day, which is September 6th. So I'll keep you posted on that as I do get more details as well. But anyway, the House of Representatives did vote on this as well, and here's what's interesting about it. About 35% of the representatives actually practiced proxy voting. In other words, they were hanging out at their vacation homes, they were sitting on the beach, they were doing whatever they had to do, and they were voting remotely. So that's what that proxy voting is, and it's as a result of the public health emergency declaration being in place right now because of COVID. So as a result of that, not all the representatives were actually in Washington in the chamber there voting live, but rather they were just voting remotely. So as a result of that, it did pass, and this is the bill that we've been talking about for quite a while now. It's kind of interesting because this is now the pared down, the slimmed down version of the Build Back Better agenda that they worked on all last year in 2021, and it got nowhere, right? Basically, the House of Representatives passed it through, $2.2 trillion. They sent it on to the Senate, and then Joe Manchin came out and said, nope, not happening, right? Remember that whole process? Well, now here we are, well, all these months later, and now they got it done. Now, here's what's interesting. I've been reading more information about this today because, as you can imagine, this is all over in the headlines right now, considering it just passed a short time ago, and it's going on to the president. It will become law. There is no chance that the president will not sign this. I guarantee you 100% the president will sign it because, obviously he's going to, right? So as a result of that, I've been reading some more things about this. So I want to share some more details with you because it's kind of interesting reading on this. And yes, I do read all the information from both sides. I want to come to you with a non-biased opinion on all this. I want to come to you with non-biased information and just deliver it to you as I'm reading it and the facts right out of the bill and the information that's being pulled from it. So here's what's interesting. I hope you're sitting down right now. So remember, one of the campaign pledges that the president has, and again, quick side note, this is not a political statement in any way, shape, or form. I do not take sides in my videos. I simply tell you as it is, right? If you've been watching the videos here on the channel for any length of time now, you know that's what I do. I do not take political sides, even though sometimes the videos do lean one side or the other. That's just the fact of what's going on here, the nature of the beast, right? Kind of got to wrestle around sometimes, and that's just how it works. But anyway, the campaign pledge of the president is that he said he would not be raising taxes on anybody with an income under $400,000. However, I was just reading more information on this bill today. This bill is going to generate over $20 billion of tax revenues from who? Yep, the low income and those individuals with an income well under $400,000. That's super sad, especially right now as prices continue to rise on literally everything. Inflation is through the roof right now. The last thing that we need is higher taxes for the low income. But $20 billion coming your way, or what I should say is going opposite of your direction. In other words, coming out of your pocket and going into Uncle Sam's pocket. So that's what I was reading today. Another $20 billion pulling out of our pockets that we don't have. So I hope they accept quarters. You know what I mean? Seriously, let's be real right now. Hey, Uncle Sam, do you accept quarters and pennies? I hope so, because that's about all you're going to get these days, right? So anyway, that's what I was finding out of this bill as well. However, there is one little bit of a silver lining. As I mentioned in that video just a few hours ago, I did mention that there is one nice little thing within here, and that is that it will be it will be capping out the Medicare Part B, the premiums, or what I should say is the out-of-pocket expense for Medicare beneficiaries getting pharmacy prescriptions. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I struggled with that one a little bit. But anyway, they're going to put a cap on it at $2,000. And again, like I described in that video earlier, that's actually pretty nice because, you know, let's be real. Pharmacy stuff can be very, very expensive. So to cap the pharmacy out-of-pocket for Medicare beneficiaries at $2,000 is honestly kind of nice. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it'd be nice if it was like, you know, $300 or something, or $200 or zero. That'd be better even, right? But at the end of the day, I guess $2,000 is better than nothing. It might not impact everybody, but at the end of the day, for those of you that have very expensive pharmacy prescriptions, when you look at your bills at the end of the day, you just have to know that you're going to be coming out of pocket no more than $2,000. So with that, there's a lot of climate funding in here as well. So if you're in the market for anything, renewable energy like solar panels, or if you want to put a big windmill on the top of your house, or if you want to buy a $100,000 EV, the electric vehicle, then by all means, you'll be able to get some tax credits there as well. So there's some stuff in there for everybody. If you want to buy, a car that has some solar panels on top or has a big old battery in it for $100,000, then you can get a little bit of money back on your taxes as a result of a tax credit. So some of that stuff is in there as well, and a bunch of climate funding in there for, green stuff. So that's all in there as well. So with that being said, yes, the president will be signing this bill this coming week, and it's a done deal. That's it. No more details here. We don't need to go back to the Senate. We do not need to repass this bill in the Senate. No amendments, no changes, nothing. It's just passed, done. It's a sealed deal, pretty much until the president signs it. But again, we already know for a fact that will be happening 100%. There's no doubt about it. He will be signing it this coming week. So when he does that, that's it. It's written in stone. Done. It's over. Close the books on it. It's it. Now, I also have been reading some information on this. And again, this is not a political statement, just telling you what I'm reading on this stuff. Apparently, Democrats are very excited right now because they think this is giving them momentum into the midterm elections. I'd love to hear from you if you're still watching at this point. Do you think this is going to give Democrats momentum into the midterm elections? Now, again, I've said this before, and again, I think all of us can probably agree with this. If there was more in this bill for the American people, as in, I don't know, maybe a little stimulus check, maybe monthly checks, maybe something in there for the people, I think we would all probably agree that yes, this would probably give them some momentum going into the midterm elections. But considering that they just passed, nearly $500 billion more in this bill with nothing for us, I mean, really? Do you think that's going to give them a whole lot of momentum? And again, I would love to hear your comments down below. Do you think that this is going to speed up their momentum, or do you think this is not really what people are looking for right now? I don't really know. Give me your answers down below. I would love to hear your kind of opinions on this. And again, I don't want to share my opinions. It doesn't really matter what I think about this. I'm just simply saying, it would have been nice to have something in there for the people, considering what's going on right now. Inflation is already high. I mean, seriously, who really cares if inflation goes up another 0.1%? I mean, at this point, what's the difference between, Sorry, you know what? I'm not even going to edit that out because I'm just real. So what's the difference between 9.1% inflation and 8.5% or 9.5% inflation? I mean, seriously, let's be real. It's pretty much the same thing. It's all very, very expensive, right? So at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Inflation is already high enough. If they sent out a highly focused check for the amount of, I don't know, $1,000, $1,400, $2,000 for a highly focused group of people, would it really matter at the end of the day? Probably not that much, right? So I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of disappointed that there wasn't something in there for all of us because I see the struggle down below in the comment section. And seriously, I just want to be able to get something for everybody here in the community. And again, I'm not the person behind all of this. I'm just the one that's bringing you the messages here in the video as I do all this research. So anyway, I'm going to turn this off now because my eyes are all watering because my, whatever reason, no, I don't have COVID. I literally never leave the house, so I don't know how I could possibly have COVID. I can't tell you the last time I even went outside beyond the house. So I honestly don't even know. So no, I don't have COVID. Funny. Anyway, I'm not going to edit that part out of the video because why? Because I'm a totally normal person. I am not perfect in any way, shape, or form. And I just want to let you know that, if I were to edit my videos throughout the middle, it's just, I want you to see the real me. And the real me is, sometimes I cough in the middle of my videos, I guess. So anyway, hope you're having a nice day so far. This is the latest update that we just got out of the House of Representatives. Just hit the wire a short time ago. So if you're if you're here, if you're new here, whatever, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out some of their thousands and thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, have a nice day, enjoy, and you can catch this coughing and eye-watering guy a little bit later in the next video. So enjoy your day. I'll catch you